Imagine being in a relationship, but instead of joy and happiness, you feel emptiness and anxiety. Do you often wonder if it's worth continuing this bond? Or maybe you don't even realize you're stuck in a toxic relationship. Today we'll talk about 10 signs that can serve as a signal for you. These are the markers that will help you understand when it's time to make a change. Perhaps you've encountered some of these signs before, but dismissed them as coincidences. However, remember, small things add up, and when these small things cause pain, it's crucial not to ignore them. Your life is your path to happiness. Don't let toxicity ruin it. Stay with us until the end, and you'll learn how to recognize toxic relationships in time and make the decisions that will set you free. Think about it. Maybe this video is your first step toward a happier life. It's time to take action. The first sign of a toxic relationship is the constant feeling of guilt that follows you at every step. You always feel like you're doing something wrong, even when nothing happened. Your partner manipulates you, making you feel guilty for everything, whether it's minor misunderstandings or things you can't control. For example, they might say, "If you hadn't been late, we wouldn't have had this fight." Sound familiar? That's a trap. Your partner is shifting the responsibility for their emotions onto you, making you feel guilty when you're not. Gradually, this destroys your self-esteem and robs you of your freedom. The second sign is constant criticism. In a toxic relationship, every move you make is questioned. You're told that you're not good enough, not attractive enough, not smart enough. Even your achievements are dismissed, and you begin to believe that you don't really deserve anything. Often, such a partner portrays you negatively in front of others, saying they're just trying to help you become better. But instead of feeling supported, you feel morally destroyed. And when you try to improve, your efforts are once again criticized. It's a vicious cycle that's hard to break free from. The third sign is control over your life. Toxic people love to set rules about who you can talk to, how you dress, and what decisions you make. They always want to be at the center of attention and dictate what's right and what's wrong for you. For example, they may forbid you from seeing your friends or spending time with your family. Your family influences you too much, they might say, cutting you off from the support of loved ones. The more control, the less room there is for personal freedom. You begin to live by someone else's rules. The fourth sign is emotional swings. In a toxic relationship, you're constantly thrown from one extreme to the other. Today, your partner gives you attention, love, and care. But tomorrow, they might devalue or hurt you. These sudden changes create a dependency, making you cling to the rare moments of happiness. This behavior creates the illusion that everything can be fixed, that tomorrow will be better. But in reality, it's just a way to keep you in a constant state of tension. During these moments, you don't notice how you're losing yourself, trying to please your partner and bring back those sweet moments that once were. The fifth sign is constant threats of breaking up. Your partner might manipulate you by threatening to leave if you don't do what they want. This is one of the most powerful emotional pressure tactics because the fear of losing someone always works. You start doing everything to prevent a breakup, even if it goes against your own wishes and principles. The fear of being alone is so great that you're willing to sacrifice yourself for the illusion of happiness in a relationship that actually causes you pain. The sixth sign is isolation. Toxic people aim to distance you from your friends, family, and anyone who might offer you support. They do this subtly, gradually convincing you that others don't understand you the way they do. They might say, "I'm the only one who really cares about you." Slowly, you start losing contact with those who could help you see the real picture of what's happening. This is a form of control that plunges you into emotional dependency on your partner. The seventh sign is a lack of support. In healthy relationships, partners support each other in tough times. But in toxic relationships, when you face difficulties or need help, you might be ignored or even worse, met with mockery. In such relationships, your problems are always secondary, and instead of support, you hear, "It's your own fault." Gradually, you start feeling lonely, even when your partner is around, the one who's supposed to be your support. The eighth sign is gaslighting. This is a form of manipulation where your partner tries to convince you that your feelings and concerns are not real. "You're making it all up," they might say when you try to explain what's bothering you. Gaslighting makes you doubt your own sanity and feelings. You start believing that something is wrong with you, that you're too sensitive or emotional. It's a powerful tool they use to control you and make you doubt yourself. The ninth sign is physical violence, or the threat of it. Sometimes toxic relationships cross all boundaries, and things escalate into real danger. Even if physical violence hasn't happened yet, constant threats are already a serious reason to reconsider the relationship. Remember, violence is never acceptable under any circumstances. If you feel fear for your physical safety, that's the clearest signal that you need to run. The 10th sign is a complete disregard for your boundaries. A toxic partner may invade your personal space, violate your rules, and demand that everything be done their way. For instance, they might show up unannounced, read your messages, or simply ignore your requests to be left alone. Such actions destroy your sense of security and boundaries, turning the relationship into something where you no longer feel free. Toxic relationships can start unnoticed, but over time they consume you entirely. A partner who was once caring and loving becomes a constant source of stress and anxiety. It's important not to ignore these signs and acknowledge that such a relationship is a dead end. If you've recognized even one of these signs in your life, don't delay. Toxic relationships can destroy not only your self-esteem, but also your entire life. But there is always a way out. You can change your situation. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about building healthy relationships and making your life better. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We're always here to help. Remember, you deserve better. Don't be afraid to take steps toward change. Toxic relationships are not a life sentence. You can always start over and live a better life.